Welcome back to Tuesday Drive here on TAB Radio, and we're privileged to be chatting with the head coach of the Perth Wildcats in John Rillie ahead of their NBL Blitz game tomorrow night, taking on the Brisbane Bullets. John, a very good afternoon to you.
No worries. Happy to join you, boys.
3-1 after 4 rounds. We now have a pretty fair sample size of how the team is going, with a win included over the reigning champs in that. How do you assess the start of this season yourself, John?
So far, I'd say our defense is the thing that we're hanging our hat on right now. Our offense, we're evolving as a team right now from that end of the floor. So over the next couple weeks, month, with getting all of our players on deck, hopefully our offense really comes around and starts to match where our defensive level is.
Granted, you do have a couple players that have joined late. One of those is in Mason Jones, who was a big part of that offensive asset as a team. Do you think that's just going to come with a little bit more time, or what is it exactly that you'll be working on with the offense?
Yeah, look, for sure time, but then also all of us understanding what each other's strengths are on the floor at that end. Like right now, Dylan Windler and Joe Luwala-Chula are probably the two that have found a nice groove within our offense now. We need to get everyone up to speed and putting them in the situations where they can be really dynamic and fantastic. And, Mason certainly has that explosiveness about himself.
As I mentioned, the team chemistry is still building, although it must be good to see the team still performing out in the court and being 3-1 and still having these things that you think you need to fix to be a well-oiled machine of a team.
Yeah, you're spot on. In the fact that although we feel like we've got a lot of growth left in our team to find ways to win in those moments, but we just can't get happy with the result. Like, we have to show improvement weekly with our defense, and as I've talked about, our offense needs to take a big stride here in the next bit of time.
Just on Mason a little bit more, joined the team fairly late, just before the start of the season. How have you felt his presence within the starting fives specifically?
Yeah, look, his presence, everyone understands who he is on the floor, and although he hasn't, put, multiple quarters or a game together, like he's had moments in quarters where he's been a separator, like the Illawarra game, third quarter, I believe it was. Like he just peels off 8 really quick points, and one is what I would describe as a loud 3, where he dropped it from about 35 feet. So, he is having great moments, but our job is to try and find the consistency over the course of the game there.
Another man proving to be a real asset for the Wildcats so far is Luwala-Chula Jr. A double-double, a 30-point double-double on Friday night. Must have been great to see from your point of view, but also from the team's point of view, to see a big man come in and have such an impact straight away.
Yeah, look, I certainly had a high level of expectation for Joe and his impact on this team. He's someone that I had never really spent any time in the basketball world with, so I wasn't, fully understanding the type of person. Like, he brings like a great vibe and attitude and a great energy, but like his daily work habits outside of team practices is what you can see, and why that it's allowing him to have this level of success right now.
Someone else who has exceeded my expectations is Jaron Rillie. He's come from a great basketball background with some decent college years in the system already, and of course yourself as his father. How have you felt he's started his season and career with the Wildcats?
Yeah, look, he's got off to a flying start as far as like his impact on the team. And his own productivity. So, I was aware of his skill and his ability, but what he's done a great job of is just maximizing the opportunities he's been given at this point in time.
How do you find coaching him? Do you find yourself with the dad hat on a couple of times, or is it strictly professional out there on the court?
Oh, look, I can tell you that during the game it is strictly player-coach relationship, but then, away from it, and when the emotion of the occasion is certainly died down, there's moments that you can certainly reflect in a father-son moment.
Is it exactly what you'd expected it to be when you started and he signed with the Wildcats?
In all honesty, I wasn't sure what to expect, because like we have our own dynamic, but then it's also the dynamic within the team and all of that type of stuff. So I had no real expectation, but I was confident in just like the type of person and the way he goes about his profession, that his work and and all of that would pay off over the long run.
Clearly, you're an astute studier of the game, John. All head coaches of NBL need to be, but at this point in time, early part of the season, Melbourne United, your team to beat?
You look, and they're 5-0. Melbourne United, right now they're performing at the highest and the most consistent level of any of the 10 teams in the competition right now.
You can't give away too much, but do you see a chink in their armour of any kind?
Oh, look, I'll have a better idea of when we get to play them, like in person. That's when I gain a confidence in what I feel like we can utilise. But we haven't, we don't play them for a little while, so we'll just keep studying film, and once we play them, I'll have a better idea and a better answer for you.
John, back on home court tomorrow night, taking on the Brisbane Bullets in front of the Cats faithful. What type of challenges do you face with them? Yeah,
look, they got two players in Casey Prather and Jalen Adams that are capable to go out and score 40 against anyone on a given night. Tyrell Harrison, their five-man, has had a tremendous start to the season, so that'll be a good matchup with Joe. But then they've also added some young pieces to the roster that are explosive scorers, shooters. So if we don't give them the respect and the attention they deserve, they certainly are very dangerous at the offensive end.
Well, best of luck with it, John. We appreciate your time here on Tuesday Drive, giving your time to the listeners and us, and best of luck for the rest of the season, and specifically best of luck tomorrow night.
Cheers, Seb. Have a good one.